So this is the new Windows 11 interface, and I know you guys might be more interested in the new interface or the UI that we have here, so I have kept the installation steps at the end of the video, but you can switch to that section in the timeline. I have given the steps on how you can install it on your Oracle VirtualBox, and I have given a comparison of some of the UI components of Windows 10 and 11, so you can check it out as well. So if you're ready, let's begin. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the user interface, because that's what we are all looking for, isn't it? The setting UI looks similar to the normal Windows 10 that we had. Here you can see we have the Windows specification. The edition is Windows 11 Home. The version is Dev. It was installed today, so it's the today's date mentioned here. But you can go to the taskbar settings by right-clicking on the taskbar and you will get the option for it. Here I cannot make any changes as I haven't registered my product yet. This is just for the demo. Let's close this. And you might be thinking, where are the task manager options? So for that, what you can do is you can right click on the Windows icon. You will get more options for this, and you can click on the task manager. The task manager also looks very similar to the Windows 10 that we had, but I think this might get changed by the time it gets released, but I can't necessarily confirm on that. The next option that we see here is the search option. Once you click on that, and now if you see, the search option has some changes. Now if you see, we get the tabs for switching to apps, documents and more. I think this was already available to us, but the top apps that you see here are already mentioned here. You can click on more to find more options here. You can click on any of the options here and search for a particular document or a photo or an application. Okay, so the new thing that I wanted to check was the startup menu. Now that the Windows icon has changed, if you click on that, you will get the apps in the pinned apps section. You can click on the all apps section to browse all the apps that you have, just like the scroll page UI that we had in the Windows 10. Along with the pinned apps, you get the recommended apps section. And on the bottom, if you click on the account name, you get the option to change account settings, lock the computer and sign out. And on the right hand side, you get the power button where you can actually shut down or restart your system. So the next option that we get here is the task view, where you can set multiple desktops and work on them. This setting I think was previously available. I don't remember that accurately, but you get a dedicated option for that now upon installation. You can click on the new desktop option here and you can create more if you want. If I open the Microsoft Edge browser here, and I can switch to the next desktop that I have, the second one, and you can hit Alt Tab to switch between the windows that you have here. And you can hit Windows and Tab to switch between the desktops. So the new feature that I feel will capture the attention is the widget section. You need to register your email ID, post which Microsoft will send you a code and you can register it with that. Once you're done, you will get the widget section available to you. Here we have the basic widgets available to us, like the weather section that we have here, the stock market section, the sports section that we have here. And you can scroll down to see more of the stories that we have. There's the news feed that we get. And yes, you can manage it in the widget section by clicking on the manage interest. It will take you to the Microsoft News site. Here you can select the topics of your interest and they will show up on the widget. So let's suppose I select sports and technology, and I'll just close it and I'll get some stories related to that. So if you click on the Windows Explorer button, you will see the new icons for your desktop, downloads or documents that we have. And this is what we are expecting, isn't it? The look is very simple and feels good to the eyes. I really like it. But one more thing that I wanted to validate was if we are getting the same old icon set or we have some new icons in the icon page. So if you want, you can go to one of the folders that we have here, like pictures. Okay, so I can just right click on any of the folders, go to the properties and go to customize, and I can click on change icon here. Oh, nice. We have a lot of new icons here, but we still have a lot of older icons that we have already seen in the previous version of Windows. That's good, but it can be improved. That's what I feel. The next thing that I felt might have changed is the Microsoft Store, but I didn't feel there has been a lot of changes put into this. This looks pretty similar to what we already have. I don't think there is any change to this. We have the gaming section, entertainment section, the productivity, the deal section, and as well, I think this is pretty much similar to what we already have. There's one more thing that I wanted to discuss is here as well, you get the switch view between the display items in detail view and the large thumbnail view. So you can select one of them. This is already available to us in the recent or the previous Windows as well. So not a groundbreaking thing here. I know what you want to look at, and I want that as well. Yes, MS Paint. I want to see if there are any changes made to this. So I'll just type MS Paint. The Paint app, we can just click on this. The MS Paint looks exactly the same as it was looking before. No changes to this. And the one more thing that I wanted to check out was the Solitaire app. Okay. And the Solitaire is also the same. I felt they would have changed it, but I haven't played it since it was changed to Microsoft Solitaire Collection. This is also the same as we get in the Windows 10 version, so nothing special about this. Just close it. The notification bar also looks similar to what we already have. The calendar section also looks similar. When it comes to the terminal, here we get two options, and by default you get the Windows Terminal app installed on the machine. So you can click on that and open it. Yeah, it's just the same. You get the Azure Cloud Shell, you get the PowerShell, and you get the default command prompt as well. The right click options are also similar. We get the view option, the shorting option, the refresh. We get the display settings and the personalize settings. If you click on personalize, you will get the option to select one of the backgrounds. I think these are the new Windows 11 backgrounds that we have. Once you have registered the product or you have activated Windows, you will get the options to change it. We can close this. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do to install Windows 11 on VirtualBox is to download VirtualBox. So go to the www.virtualbox.org site. Here you will get the option to install VirtualBox version 6.1. You can just click on the download button here and it will take you to the setups page. So let's do that. So once you're here, you will get the option for all the hosts available to us, like the Windows host, the OS X host, that's for Mac OS, and the Linux distributions as well. You can choose the Windows host. Because I'm currently working on Windows, I'll choose Windows host. And you can save it. So once it is downloaded, you can just double click on the executable. It will start the setup for you. Just click on next. Just click on next here. You don't want to change anything here. You can create the shortcuts and everything. Just click on next. Yeah, it's fine for us. We can just install it. And once it is done, you can just click on finish. It will start the application for you. So this is the Oracle VM VirtualBox. Here you can create virtual machines for yourself. If you have an ISO file, you can just import it and you can create one. So that is what I have done. I have downloaded the Windows 11 ISO, and that's what I'll be using for the installation of Windows 11. So once you have the ISO in place, you can just click on new. And you can give the name of the operating system that you have. Windows 11. You can give any name for this. You can just select the type of operating system that you're installing. So here there are two options for us. We have the Windows 10 64-bit option that is listed here, and there is other Windows 64-bit, or the other Windows 64-bit that is mentioned at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all install it using other Windows 64. And if that does not work, I'll switch it to Windows 10. So let's see, because the Windows 11 option is not available to us. I think it'll work with the Windows 10 64-bit option, but just for an experiment, I'll just wanted to check that out. So just click on this, and there is Microsoft Windows. Click on next. Recommended memory is 512 MB. We can increase it. So I'll increase it to 3 GB, 3072 MB. Click on next. So you can create a hard drive for yourself, virtual hard disk, and you can allocate 20 GB or 30 GB, whatever you want to that based on your hardware specifications. Click on create. So there are three options here as well. You can create a virtual disk image, or you can create a virtual hard drive, or you can create a virtual machine disk. So I'll just create a VirtualBox disk image. And you can either select dynamically allocated or fixed size based on your requirement. You can just now click on next, and I'll assign 30 GB to this, and I will just create it. So once you've created this will not work now because it does not have the ISO file with it for it to install. So we have to provide the ISO. So just imagine that you're installing an operating system. You need the operating system, isn't it? Either you have to install it using USB or the CD drive that you have, or the CD that you get. So that is what we will do now. We'll provide the Windows 11 ISO to this virtual machine so that it can start with that particular ISO file. So for this, you have to go to the settings, you have to go to storage, and you see the optical drive mentioned here once you selected empty. So here you have ID secondary device 0, and next to that there is an option for the CD that you have here, the ISO file. Just you need to click on that. So once you have clicked on the ISO icon, you can choose or create a virtual optical disk. So we'll choose this. Just click on that, and when you come to this optical disk selector option, click on add, and you can iterate to the folder path that you have the ISO file, and you can select that. Now that I have selected this, I can just click on choose, and it will insert that ISO file to that optical drive. That's the virtual optical drive. Okay, then you have to just start the operating system or the virtual machine, and it'll get started. Okay, so we are facing a problem here. So there is a critical error that has occurred while running the virtual machine, and the machine execution has been stopped. So I think this is the problem that I was expecting when I chose the other Windows option. So I'll change it to Windows 10 64-bit, and that should work. So let me just change it here, operating system, and this will be my Windows 10 64-bit, and I'll just click on start. Now it should work. Yes. So click on next. Click on install now. I don't have the product key with me right now, so I can just click on I don't have a product key, and I can install one of the operating system version that I have. So you can install the Pro version or the Home edition. I'll just install the Home edition for now. Accept the Microsoft software license terms. And here we want to go with the custom installation because we are not upgrading this. So it will be install Windows only. And here we will choose the drive 0. That's the only drive space that we have available with us. And then you can just click on next. Now your Windows installation has started. Now the system will restart. This is the same thing that happens in Windows 10 installation as well, but now I think the Windows 10 icon has changed. It is now 4 squares. Prior to this, we had a Windows, like the skewed version of that Windows icon. So now it is completely a square with 4 squares. So once the initial services have been installed, it'll start the installation steps again, the user installation steps. So the country is right, United States. Just click on yes, or you can choose one of the countries that you are right now, and just click on yes. Next, the keyboard layout is same. Do you want a secondary keyboard layout? No, I don't want it right now. I can just skip that. My advice would be to disconnect the internet connection and try working on this, because this might ask you for a lot of Windows installation or the account related information. So in order to skip this, you can just go ahead with you can just disable the internet connection. That's what I would advise. Now actually I have connected to the internet, so it is asking me to add the account. There are no options for me to actually skip this. So now the account settings have been completed. So it is asking me for the privacy settings for the device. So best option for me is to disable everything. I'll just disable that. So you can also just disable all the options here. I don't want anything, just accept it. And you can just customize your experience. You can choose the settings that you want. You can just have gaming or creativity, no family please. You can just entertainment and business, whatever that you want. You can just accept that. Hi Windows 11, getting things ready for you, and it'll take some time for us to get things done. So this might take a few minutes. So this is the initial screen that we get upon installation of Windows 11. And if I want to switch to the full screen mode, you can see I'm not getting the full resolution that I want. So what I can do, I can just change it in the display settings. So right click on the desktop panel and just go to display settings. Here you will get the screen resolution options. Change it to one of the settings that you want. So I can change it to 1600 into 1200, but I don't think so that it works fine. But actually I'm missing out on the menu options here. I'll just switch it back to 1200 or something some resolutions near to that. Just go to display settings and then just change the resolution. Just click on this 1280 by 1024 should be fine for us. Yes, it is fine. Keep the changes. Yeah, so this is the starting screen for the Windows 11 operating system. And we have successfully installed using VirtualBox. So I think we still need to wait for the official release of the Windows 11 to come out before we can use it in its full glory. Until then, you can install it as a virtual machine and check out the features if you want. So that's all from my side today. I hope you enjoyed the video and the new interface that Windows has. I am really excited for the new Windows 11 release. So once it is released or once it is official, I'll make another video to explain all the details that we get with the actual Windows 11 Pro Edition. So if you like the video, a like and a sub would be very much appreciated. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. It's Pythoholic signing off.